Hi, I'm Maddie Corcoran. I'm coming to you virtually from Avesta's Homeownership Center. And I'm here to talk a little bit about budgeting and emergency budgeting in the face of COVID-19. Before I start talking about that, I just want everybody to know that Avesta's Homeownership Center is open. We are conducting our counseling virtually for the most part or over the phone. But yes, we want our clients and community members to know that we are here to support in any way that we can through this difficult time. So let's talk a little bit about emergency budgets. Many of us are facing a loss and reduction of income, and so now is really an important time to take a really close look at spending. Even for those who are fortunate enough to not be facing a loss of income or a reduction of income, the times just being as uncertain as they are, we really are recommending and encouraging everybody to adopt an emergency budget anyway. So let's talk a little bit about how to do that. If you currently have a working budget that you utilize regularly, then that's great, and start from there. Budgeting is really a matter of gathering information about your spending habits, knowing where you spend your money, and tracking that. So if you don't currently have a working budget, then I would recommend taking a look back at past months just to gather information about where you spend your money typically. So if you spend your money mostly with a debit card or a credit card, it can be as a simple process as pulling your bank statement and looking through it with a fine-tooth comb, categorizing those expenses, and really just developing an idea of where you typically spend your money. If you don't spend your money with debit cards and credit cards and it's mostly cash, that can be a little bit more challenging to track and of course to go back and kind of categorize and look at. In that situation, what you might think about doing is just taking pen and paper and writing down all of your essential bills and where you think you spend your money. So once you have that, the next thing to do really for developing an emergency budget is to prioritize. So everybody's situation is going to be different, but there are certain bills that need to be top of the list and some that can be at the bottom of the list. So examples of that, housing payment has to be number one for everybody. I don't care where you live. If you're renting an apartment or have a house with a mortgage, your housing payment needs to be top priority. Beyond that, after that, any other housing related expenses like your utilities, gas, water, electric, you want to make sure that you're not putting this at risk, your house at risk, by paying other things, given COVID-19, but no matter what. Then from there, anything that's a work-related expense. So anything that's going to allow you to continue to work, and keep some income flowing should then be prioritized. So that could be like your car payment. Do you still need your car to be traveling to work? It could be a phone bill. Does your phone allow you to work from home? Your internet, stuff like that. Anything that's going to allow you to continue working and have that income stream is important. And then from there, everybody's list is going to look different, but I will say that the bottom of the list is any unsecured debt. So credit card bills, personal loan, things that don't have any collateral to back them up. So that's something like collateral would be like your house or your car. Those are things that would be at risk if they went unpaid. So anything that is unsecured like your credit card should not be paid in front of something like a car payment or a housing payment. Now let's talk a little bit about variable expenses, because that was all mostly fixed bills. Your variable expenses are those miscellaneous things and bigger things like your grocery bill, your gas bill. So those types of obvious expenses are still essential. You still need your groceries, you still need to put gas in your car, but you have a little bit more control there because you can, shift the way that you spend some of your money towards food. I know a lot of people have been in the mindset of stockpiling right now, and that is important for a certain amount of time, but I think a lot of people have also taken that to an extreme, and we should not be spending too much money there. But enough to feel comfortable for the foreseeable future, like 2 weeks or so, to feel safe in your house. But again, to just rein in that spending if possible. So see if you can get creative in those areas by developing a meal plan, finding some cheaper meals to make. And again, with gas, it can be hard to cut that, but a lot of us are hunkering down. Some of that might happen naturally, but I think it's an important time to really think about like how important is it to go here or there, for many reasons, honestly. And then, there's always miscellaneous expenses that come up throughout a month, and, areas where we just spend our money normally, but maybe don't have to. So it is really a matter of taking a close look at your wants versus your needs. So your needs are your house, maintaining your house. Your need is your car. Your wants, a Hulu subscription and an HBO subscription, so on and so forth. So it's, it can be a hard conversation to have with yourself, with your household, but now is a really important time to be doing that. So finally, I'm going to just end this by again encouraging anybody to reach out to us that could use some extra support with this. Budgeting really does, come down to the individual, and what works for some doesn't work for another, and it can be a matter of trying different things before you find something that works for you. And I'm here to help with that. So please don't hesitate to reach out. But in the meantime, stay safe, be well, and keep looking back to the Avesta Homeownership Center for updates and more videos from me.